you guys get to ask each other a question.
What's your deepest, darkest secret? I'm just kidding. I also just think that the company does a good job of sponsoring fun in a way.
Like, it was really an amazing experience. I'll never forget that. It was.
Hi everyone, it's time for MET, Mercari Engineering Today. I'm your host, Jesse, and here with me is a man who claims to work here.
But come on, it's me, Mike.
Today we have the 4th edition of The Jesse Show. It's the hit segment where yours truly goes and interviews various international engineers from around the world.
The Jesse Show, huh? I'm a huge fan.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's watch the clip. Hello everyone, it's Jesse. Welcome to The Jesse Show. This show focuses on engineers from around the world. Today, we will be spotlighting 2 engineers who have come to Japan from overseas. So let's give it up for Katie and Keigo. Welcome in.
Hi,
nice to meet you.
Katie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Keigo. Fantastic. Is this your first time meeting each other?
No. We're friends through the karaoke club, the Bukatsu.
Karaoke
Mercari.
club.
Well, the karaoke is really about that. It's really a lot of fun.
So you're
We
both
love it.
really good singers.
Well, that's another thing.
That might be a stretch.
That would be the musicians, where she is, actually.
Yeah, I'm also in some musicians groups playing violin.
Violin, how
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming and taking time. I know you're both very busy. Let's have a seat. So before we start the interview, I brought some taiyaki for you guys. I've recently been addicted to taiyaki. I was up at 4 a.m. making this.
Oh my goodness. Thank
Please
you
try
so
it. It's
much.
fantastic.
Taiyaki is one of my favorites.
I'll have a bit of the tail.
You did a good job.
Now that we've enjoyed our taiyaki, Katie, could you introduce yourself? Tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Katie. I moved from the United States about 8 months ago. So I grew up in the state of Ohio, not to be confused with Ohio gozaimasu. And, and I most recently lived in New York City. So I've worked at Google, and I've worked at Datadog as well before joining here. Most of my last several years have been focused on the Go language. So that's what I'm most passionate about doing.
What kind of work do you do with Mercari?
Yeah, so I'm a part of the platform group. So we're focused on trying to make the best developer experience for employees at Mercari so that they can build the best software for customers. So I'm focused on primarily the developer experience as a Go developer at the company. So that's what I'm looking at lately.
Great. And Ohio, as you said, Japan's favorite state. Keigo, tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I was born in Brazil, lived there most of my time in life, but also lived in Germany. Oh. And I moved to Japan 2.5 years ago, not so long as well, yeah.
And what are you responsible for at Mercari?
I'm a web engineer. I'm working the cross-border team. I'm really happy about that because we are expanding business for Mercari in other countries. Like recently we launched in Taiwan. I'm doing the web part, so it's cool because I can show to my friends, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Did you always work in the web development section?
I always switch, so I have here and there, I have been like 20 years in this area already, so yeah, I do some web engineering on the front end. I also did a little bit on back end, but never with Go so far. And, but I really like managing, and yeah, I like to alternate between management and what we call IC.
What kind of made you want to switch positions around so much?
Good question. I think I'm always wanting some change. So when things are a little bit stable, I think it's time to change something, to learn something new. And I think the biggest change for me was actually starting into management because as an engineer, since a child, so to say, I knew a little bit of what I was doing, but I was always intrigued about the business side of things. And we actually, when we work as a team, really, like it might be a little bit cliche, but I really think when we work as a team that is really performing a lot, like well together, we can get much more results than I could do, alone.
Yeah, I agree. That's great. All right. And I want to ask, how did you two end up working at Mercari?
I actually learned about Mercari through the Go community, not necessarily as a customer, which is interesting. So I was invited to speak out in Japan, maybe 2019, around that time frame. And Mercari was one of the hosts of the Go conference. And so I got to come out here and speak and meet some of the other Mercari engineers. And it sort of showed me that Mercari is involved in the Go community. So I wanted to see if I could keep working in that area. And I knew that Mercari was involved in that. So I also just aligned a lot with the mission of reusability and trying to kind of build community rather than just always buying the newest thing all the time. And so it seemed to align really well, both from a professional standpoint and also from like a personal standpoint too.
Wow.
For me, it was simple, I think. I've seen in some social network, someone I know that worked with me together was working at Mercari, and then I got interested in the company. I started looking into it because I was already considering moving abroad, having a new challenge. And my family always wanted to come to Japan. My son and my wife, they love Japan. So yeah, Mercari seemed like a good option, definitely, and I really think it is.
Great. Great answers, both of you. Thank you so much. And now, on to a segment I like to call Let's Get Talking.
What is that?
This is my scary box. Oh. In this box, there are a number of questions that might be a little bit more difficult to answer than the previous questions I was asking you. I'll be drawing them one by one, so answer them as best you can. Okay. How do you stay motivated at work?
Okay, I need fun for work, really. It's a must for me. So I stay motivated when I'm having fun, which means for me learning new things, getting to know new people, having interesting projects, some level of challenge, almost like games, but for work, and we get rewarded for that. It's amazing. I'm really motivated about my job. I think I have all those elements at Mercari, which is really cool. So I don't have any issues with motivation there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so something that helps me sometimes when you're writing a bunch of code, it sort of feels like you're just writing it and you lose sight of what you're doing it for. And it helps me to focus on who I'm actually building it for. And in the case of doing platform work, which is primarily what I've been focused on lately, it's about your other fellow developers. So I can build something knowing, like the person sitting next to me at the office might end up using this and be happier as a result. And so I'm like directly impacting the people that I work with. And that helps me be motivated to do the best work because I know these people personally and they can talk to me and they can tell me if it's bad or they can tell me if it works. And so it's very personal in that way. And that helps me stay motivated.
So you're a hero.
No.
I think she is in that sense.
What do you find interesting about Mercari's engineering culture? Katie, do you want to start?
Yeah, I think this has been a learning experience for me working with a lot of different people from around the world. Obviously, there's a lot of Japanese people at the company because it's a Japanese company, but there's also a lot of people from a lot of other places too, and all of that's very new. I've always worked at American companies in the past, and the culture is just very different, but it's been really fun to experience the kind of different kinds of experience people have, the different backgrounds people have, and how it sort of bleeds into the work and into the way that we interact with each other. So that's been really fun for me to experience at Mercari.
Nice. Keigo.
That's true. I like the core values. I think Mercari is one of the few companies I know that really has that in the day-to-day. Like everyone talks about go bold, be a pro, all for one. And that is really in how we do things. We even have emojis and we have like our practices on how to do stuff when we are taking some risk, which is calculated. Also, like we use like, okay, this is go bold in a sense. And yeah, I find that funny, and actually it really helps in conveying our values, communicating. It's fun.
Yeah. Great. What are some benefits of working for Mercari? Katie.
I also just think that the company does a good job of like sponsoring fun in a way. Like we've talked about the bukatsus before, and there's a lot of them, all the way from a taiyaki club where people just sit together for an hour and eat taiyaki in the office, or music groups, or I play like board games with other people, and it helps you get to know people at other parts of the company, and just have a lot of fun with it. And so I think that those are like notable benefits for me. It also helped me move here. Like I wanted to move to Japan, and Mercari went through a lot of effort to make sure that my move was really smooth. And I don't think a lot of companies would have done that much that Mercari did.
Yeah, they invest in their talent.
Yeah. I mean, they invest in like people who they want to bring abroad, and they really like make sure that you can be settled and comfortable. So yeah, I really appreciated that a lot.
Yeah. Keigo.
The fun that I like, having the people working together, this is not just a company investing on that, but actually everyone is bringing that from their background. So having this mix of cultures and people who are really they're serious in what they like to do, really like engineering. What we do there is really passion. There's some passion in that. But also, Mercari is very serious about integration. So this relocation and the support they give us for instance, there is interpreter. I've never had that experience before. I'm in a meeting, sometimes even with one person. Then we may have an interpreter when we need that. That's amazing. I really like that, and everything translated. So we are learning the language. It's a new country. There is a lot of new things going on, and this immense support that they have, we have actually, and how we support each other as well. I love that.
That's so great to hear. I'm so happy for you both. All right. Okay.
Oh no, what is that?
This is me. This is a wild card, which means that you guys get to ask each other a question. Any question you like. It could be work related, it could be personal.
What's your deepest, darkest secret? No,
No.
So, okay, I'll ask you first. Is there a memory that sticks out to you? It can be at work or not. You can't say the duets we've done at karaoke.
Yeah,
that can't be the
Okay, apart from duet in karaoke, actually, I remember a Bonenkai. You mentioned Bonenkai. So we went with the team for that Yakatabune. And it was amazing. There was karaoke, of course. I love karaoke, but good food and the friends. It was really an amazing experience. I'll never forget that. It was,
That's cool.
I think the best moment for me.
I love that.
Of course, there is the duet. We talk a lot about the Bukatsu. May I ask already? So,
Please.
What would be a Bukatsu club that, we are missing in Mercari yet,
Okay,
or something that needs more attention?
All right, so I hope I'm not offending anybody, and I hope it doesn't already exist, but I want a more active sushi club. I was thinking maybe they can bring sushi ingredients to make rolls or nigiri at the office.
So at the office.
Maybe you could bring in a guest chef or something who could show you how to cut the fish. I don't know. I think it'd be really fun to have events
that would be
like that rather than just eating it at a restaurant, actually making it, because I don't know how to do it, but I think it'd be fun to learn.
Much more. It's so much more fun.
All right, I have one more question to chime in on.
Okay.
We'll see if you're ready for it. Do you have maybe a favorite Japanese word that you like to use in a fun context or something with your language
previous
learning?
answers, actually. But I always mix words and things, but there is one favorite for that. It's mendokusai. Because, I was talking with someone already in the first months. I was still working abroad from Brazil when I started during the pandemic. And I learned that because it was really difficult to talk. The person could not understand what I was saying in English.
So
and then, they were saying so mendokusai. And I was like, okay, what's mendokusai? Even explaining that is a little bit awkward, I think. But it suits very well. I think I feel mendokusai many times yet.
Isn't it that's such a pain, or oh, that's such a bother, or something like that?
Yeah, right. It's such a pain to try to describe this.
It's so challenging. I love that. That's really funny.
I've got a favorite word.
What is it?
It's haitatsumuryo.
What does that mean?
Free delivery.
Delivery.
Love that.
That's my love language. Lastly, can you give a message to any engineers who are thinking of maybe moving to Japan in the future?
Do it. I don't know. The short answer is do it. I think for me, I knew that I was going to regret it if I didn't try. And I think it has been more challenging than I thought it was going to be, but also I still don't regret the decision to move here. I think the most important thing is to just try to focus on the good things and then just let the difficult things, just deal with them, and then know that once you've done it once, it's going to probably be easier the second time, and then it'll be easier the third time after that. Yeah, that's my advice. Just do the hard thing, because chances are that you're not going to regret doing the hard thing. You'll regret not doing it in the end. So.
I think this is general advice for someone moving abroad. You need to learn the language. That's very basic. But for me, moving to Japan specifically, take into account you're not going to even recognize the characters. And learning katakana and hiragana for a start is helpful. But yeah, be ready to learn kanjis as well. So learning the language makes things much easier, I think, in the day-to-day, also at work, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for making time today. I know you're very busy. You're anxious to get back to work. So big round of applause for Katie Hockman and Keigo Andrade. Thank you. See you next time.
Wow. And there you have it. Another fantastic edition of the Jesse Show. I gotta say, you really shine in these segments. This was the best one yet.
Thank you.
No. You're the best, Jesse. Oh. No one can hold a candle to you. Bravo to you, bravo.
No, stop it, no.
No. Listen, I'm just sharing how I really feel.
I'm sensing an ulterior motive here. What do you want? What do you want from me?
Well, actually, yeah, you remember you said you had a ticket to the basketball game this Sunday? Would you be willing to sell me the ticket?
Yeah, there it is. Buttering me up once again for my wealth and my influence.
No, come on, I was just being sincere.
Unbelievable.
Sincere.
Until next time.
I want to watch basketball! Basketball!